Thursday before Super Bowl 56. We'll be talking more about that, obviously, as we go along. Joining us now, and I'm so happy to have him because he made news earlier in the week. He is Barak Zilberberg. He is a Republican candidate for governor of Nevada, and he joins us. He was not on the stage Tuesday at Dragon Ridge for the third gubernatorial debate. He's participated in one of the three now, and he joins us. This was correct me if I'm wrong, this was sponsored by the Clark County Republican Party, headed up by Jesse Law.
Yes.
On Tuesday. You were not allowed on the stage. Did they tell you why?
You know what? I tell you what this took place. My parents came in here from California. My brother and his wife. They wanted to see me in the debate. So I went in and I, as far as checked in, and I was ready. You know, I had all my confirmations as far as the invites and the confirmations and the emails. And at the time, it was Kirk Jorgensen who was conducting the whole thing on behalf of Jesse Law. Okay, so what happened is the night before the debate, he as far as messengers me on, as far as messenger on Facebook, and tells me, hey, you know, at 10 and some odd minutes, he tells me, you know, I'm sorry, you know, we don't, as far as put candidates that don't meet certain criterias. And, you know, that's the night before. Now, if you are a chairman, Jesse, law and order, if you keep law and order, you should, as far as put things in perspective. You know, if things aren't too, as far as legitimized, as far as candidates of some sort, you should address that as a chairman 2 weeks before the gubernatorial debate, and not when somebody is invited already over to the gubernatorial debate and goes in and as far as wants to check in, and then I as far as say that I'm Barak Zilberberg, like she doesn't know me, you know, all of a sudden, and she checks the Z's on the list and I'm not on the list. And then I have to be held on the side over there, you know, until Mr. Jesse Law comes into place, law and order, so-called. And then I have to have a conversation with him. And I did have a conversation with him. And he said to me, you know, you want to go ahead and sue me, go ahead and sue me. I have a lot of lawsuits already, you know. That's not an answer, you know. That is not upholding our, as far as Republican Party as a chairman. I'm sorry to tell you, this is kids playing in the sandbox. In other words, you have kindergarteners that are playing in the sandbox and they haven't even graduated high school. Between you and me,
I want to drill down but the night before he via messenger.
And you know what? Kirk Jorgensen was over in the MLK parade over in the Fiore as far as campaign. So, and then they said that they sold out the whole event, you know. How can you sell out a whole event, you know, within a few days? You know, it's unbelievable.
Did they ever tell you?
I always wanted to bring my supporters, and I want to bring my family over so that they could, as far as see me debating. Now, those candidates up there, you know, I actually went in afterward, you know.
Did you watch the debate?
You know, and I didn't watch it. I was eating, and I was enjoying my, as far as lunch, you know, and with my family. They came from California. So most respect to my mother, my father. People that don't respect their parents, they don't respect anybody. They don't even respect themselves, I tell you.
Barak, let me get to one point, though, because I think it's important.
Sure.
Did they give you what the criteria was that you did not meet?
No, they did not. No. Just when I arrived there and I wanted to check in, that's when they, as far as told me the criteria of what I haven't met. Now,
and what was it that you had?
Well,
not met?
Basically, it was disclosures. I did as far as go in on the 14th, and I did as far as go into the platform of the Secretary of State, and that was before the 15th of the deadline, and I did go ahead and initiate a few things. Now, the way I, as far as conduct myself, is I like everything precise and in place. Now, I already appointed a treasurer and as far as accountant. All right, so they're going to go ahead and implement all of the things precisely into the platform so that I'm in compliance. So there's no questions or there's no any sort of as far as uncertainties, because I work precisely like a razor blade. You know, that's the way I work. So I already appointed someone. There's a few things I need to, as far as correspond to. I believe, I would like to admit, it's 22 days late, but I've been campaigning, and not only I've been campaigning, I've been running my own campaign, because I'm a businessman and I'm an entrepreneur. So I know how to build businesses, and I know what I need to do in order to win and to achieve the victories that is needed, not only in business, but in this whole arena. I've learned so much. I've been in the game for quite some time. I've been in the game way before a lot of people have jumped into this race. I want to tell you, I was in the game as far as in March, okay? I've been through the game, and then finally I went into July, and I was in Carson City. I was in the 4th of July event over there, and then furthermore, I had a rally over there. So all of these candidates, they jumped into the race after the fact, I've been in the race for some time. I know Nevada. I know how everything works. I feel the people. I as far as see what their wants, what their needs are, and by interpreting and hearing people, I would like to go ahead and cater to you.
I want to ask you, because this is important. I read the reports out of the RJ about the debate, and it said Tom Heck was not allowed on the stage.
Not only that, not only Tom Heck, I don't know. Tom Heck came to me as I was walking in, and he said, we have a problem here, he's telling me. He's saying that you are, as far as don't meet the criteria. He was telling me as I was walking in, so he had a problem. And furthermore, the Elko County, as far as debate, that was as far as coordinated by Joy Gilbert. So how can Elko allow some candidate to sponsor a gubernatorial debate if it's not Elko County, So Joy Gilbert had as far as opportunities to bring anybody he wants over in the gubernatorial debate, and not all. So not only he is reprimanded for as far as his misconduct, and he also as far as took retainers from people out there and never returned their retainers. And furthermore, he had as far as people on his staff that are not licensed or not part of the bar of Nevada. So you send out your troops out there and they're not even licensed, or as far as true lawyers out there. What kind of person are you? You're going to be sworn in as governor. You're going to, as far as do the same thing. People wake up. People wake up. The song and dance that he does and all the trailers that he does, it's senseless. I tell you, and not only that, all the candidates, they're all clowns. They should all be in a circus. They all should be juggling balls over there. I'm telling you, they shouldn't be governors, okay? And also our current governor shouldn't be a governor. And not only that, as far as I understand, he's, as far as snapping off the masks now, as far as tomorrow, very good. I am so encouraged, and if you guys can follow my stances, we're going to be a greater, as far as state in Nevada, and not only a greater state in a nation as well of the United States. And I know you're all following me. You're listening in to me on statewide, nationwide. You guys listen, you have your ears wide open. And you know what? It's great. And if we could change the dynamics of what's going on, this is great. Now, it's not out of your policies, it's actually my policies. I just want to let you know, and everybody hears into me. They always hear into me.
I want to ask you again, Barak Zilberberg joining us, a candidate for governor here in Nevada. And I want to ask you, though, that in the reporting it said Tom Heck was not on the stage, but they never mentioned you.
He was on the stage.
He was on the stage?
Yeah. I was on table 55, and I had 3 very, very admirable women at my table, and we had a very nice conversation. And I was sitting with my wife and my brother's wife and my family. Yeah, and I was just listening in, and everything that I listened into, they stole from me. They actually took it away. Now, McShane, I want to tell you, I was there for a month, and they interviewed me. And they got all my information. As far as then I was with Awesome Bella as well. He got the information, and now I know he's as far as going ahead and sponsoring Mr. Simon. That's fine, but you're going to lose. Everybody's going to lose. Everybody's going to lose their money, and everybody's going to lose their energy and their time. I tell you, because I'm going to take it over, and I'm going to win by the popular vote. That's how I'm going to win. So if you guys want to go against me, I'll have the support of the people. I really don't need any of you. I, as far as talk with my mouth and my money, okay? And nobody, as far as puts money in my pocket. So that's why I speak the way I have to speak, and it's the truth, okay? And what happened in the Reno debate was the truth as well, and that's why they can't stand me. They see me as far as some sort of threat to them. But really, I'm not a threat, because I say the truth, And when you hear the truth, people don't like to hear the truth. That's the thing when you have liars.
Will you be in the next debate, or will you fit the criteria set up by whoever the next sponsor is?
I'm gonna go ahead, and I'm setting everything up. Like I said, I'm building my whole team. I'm actually also working on my platform, Your Freedom Platform. .com. I got a vision of it, it's about 45% finished. So I'm working on that project as well. I wake up at 3 in the morning. You don't understand. I don't have much sleep. I maybe have 3, 4, 5 hours of sleep. It's enough for me.
And neither does Donald Trump. He doesn't sleep.
And I love to work. I love to work, and I love to be around the clock, and I like to be engaged, And I tell you, I'm 50 years old. I feel as though I'm 100 because I've lived 2 lives. Think about it. If you don't sleep as much, you live 2 lives.
We're going to talk about the news of the day. Unmasking Nevada. We'll talk about that and more coming up. Barak Zilberberg joining us. Candidate for governor right here in Nevada, right here on AM 670 KMZQ. But we've got primary elections in June, the November general election. But the question is it all going to count? The integrity of the vote. What is it going to mean? Barak Zilberberg joining us, candidate for governor, one of 9 candidates for governor, and he joins us in studio. Is it going to matter? I mean, are we going to be able to have free and fair elections, both the primary in June and the general election in November?
No. Basically, what's happening is that us Republicans, if we're agreeing to the mail-in ballots, then we're going to agree to it over in the general elections. And then what's going to happen is we'll have the corruption and all of the, as far as the corruption of our election integrity. It's very important, so we have to excuse us as Republicans, the mail-in ballots. We have to show a position and a stance right now within our primaries and show that we're integral as a party. And then by showing that we're integral and we follow the rules of elections, then we can, as far as present that to the Democrats. And in presenting
Do you expect the Democrats to come to our side on this thing, on this AB 321?
No, it's not going to come on our side from them because they want to cheat. They want to win. So in order to win, you have to cheat. You understand? Not only they're cheating, we have so many rhinos and so many people, Democrats in our Republican Party. You can't understand. I mean, Sisolak has a war chest of money, and guess where it's going? It's going over to our party, and I tell you, it goes to Mr. McDonald, it goes to Jesse Law, it goes to all of the gubernatorial candidates out there. That's where it's going, and then all of a sudden they're friends, the gubernatorial candidates, they're lovey-doveys all of a sudden. Like, you're going into a debate, right? You're not going in to make love. You know, you're not going in to make love. You're actually going in there to debate, you know, and you're actually there to call everybody out. Everybody needs to call everybody out and put everybody in perspective.
Okay. But if we don't do the mail-in voting, and by the way, I'm with you, we shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Should we go back to paper ballots? I mean, how should we vote?
Well, basically, the way I think it should be legitimized is, I tell you, and I always tell you, is the U.S. passports. We all should get U.S. passports and vote by U.S. passports. Now, if you have driver licenses that articulate the fact that you are a U.S. citizen, then that would be acceptable as well.
So some sort of voter ID. And then, by the way,
but it has to be as far as that you're a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Because people have driver licenses out there, but they're not necessarily U.S. citizens. Yeah, they're, you know, as far as their permanent residents or, you know, what have you. So they don't have the ability to vote. You know, the only people that have the ability to vote are the U.S. citizens. And I will keep emphasizing on it, and that's how it has to be. Period.
I want to ask you, you've had some comments about our lieutenant governor candidates.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, basically, I like, as far as Tony Grady, he's a very integral person. I already reached out to him, and I like to run with him together. I think he's a person of integrity and honor. The rest of the gubernatorial debate, as far as the candidates, which are Mac Miller, by the way, as far as his family with the wife of Steve Sisolak, his wife and her wife are family. So, so he's a rhino, and he calls himself the Republican Chamber of Commerce, but he's the Rhino Chamber of Commerce. I just want to tell you, and I had an instance with him, and I checked him out, and I check everybody out, you know, with the money. And also Cameron Hawkins, he's a joke as well. Now, there's another Miller that's running, which, you know, I don't know too much about him, but I really liked Tony Green. I believe he's really true, and he's really genuine. And
Stand-up guy.
And I just like to run with him. Just like I'm true, he's true.
Yeah.
We can make true things happen.
I want to ask you in our final minute, I've only got a minute, your thoughts on what your campaign needs right now. How can people reach out to you? Can they come to one of your events?
By the way, one more thing. Jesse Law told me when I came over there, he said, we didn't like how you spoke in Reno as far as in your debate. Like, who is he to judge how I spoke? You know, who is he to say how am I to speak or what I'm supposed to do? Is he paying my bills? I don't think he's paying my bills, not him and not nobody. By the way, you could, as far as reach out to me, please look in my platform, www.barackzilberberg.com. That's BARAKZILBERBERG. Now, when people go low, I go even higher. And I go higher and higher and higher, and I double down and triple and quadruple. So don't test me out there, people, because you don't know who you're dealing with, you know.
I got to run. Thank you so much. Always good to have you in, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you. God bless you.
Good luck out there on the campaign trail.
I love you so much. Thank you.